Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Ramzan biology. In this lecture, we will starting a series of lecture on the plant physiology, and on this lecture, we will talk about the some outcome physical structure of the plant, and that physical structure is called a plastid. Plastid mean the green, not green, but actually plastid mean all the pigment, all the color present in the plant. So plastid is actually any color present in the plant cells that we see with our naked eyes, that is called plastid. And if we talk about its history, so firstly in 1865 E.M. Haeckel first discovered the plastid, but he did not give the name plastid. He only discovered that the plant contained some colorful pigment, and this pigment he did not call it name, but he said that these pigments are involved in a lot of metabolic activities like storing of food, synthesizing of food, a lot of carrying of food. These are involved in those process, but he did not give them is the name plastid. After that, in 1885, Chamfer, if you was Chamfer, gave the name Plastid. So, if you Chamfer is the namer or the person who gave the name is Plastid on the basis of Plastid mean pigment. Okay. If we talk about its classification, that how many plastids are found in the plant cells. So firstly, there are three main plastids. One is the lecoplast. Leco mean colorless. Those plastids which don't have color. These are found in roots. If you say that roots also have some color, because we see to roots they have some brownish like color, like the soil color. So that is not actually some color. And the sense language, the white color in all the soil color, these all are not colorful pigment. These are therefore called lecoplast, and these are the plastid which are mainly present in those cells which store food, like in the roots plants store food. So therefore it is called as a lecoplast. And somewhere they are also present in some stems. So in the stem, plant also store their food, and their part they are found in the stem, like the silky color of the flower. They are present in the so we say that lecoplasts are those plastids which don't have some specific color in the science language, and these are found in those cells which store the food. Then next is the chromoplast. Chrom mean colorful. So these are the plastid, these are the pigment which have some color, and these are the plastid which have color but apart from the green. All the color found in the plant all are called chromoplast, but except of green color. Green color is not involved in the chromoplast. Like in the flower, some purple, red, white color. These all are found like in the ribbon food. Different color are found, but apart from green color, these are all are called as a chromoplast. The next one is the chloroplast. Chloro mean green. These are the plastids which have greenish color, and the greenish color are mainly found in the leaves of the plant, in all the green part of the plants. And today we'll talk about mainly focus on the chloroplast, and due to its greenish color, they are the main site for the synthesizing of the food. Okay, so now this is the chloroplast structure, and mainly where it is situated. So if we talk about the leaf structure, so this is the leaf. So in the leaf, the outer surface, that is called epidermal cell of epidermis tissues. So if we draw here the diagram, so okay, these are the cells which are called as a epidermal cell. These are called epidermal cell. These are called as a epidermal cell, and of course there are also epidermal cell. Okay, and that is called upper epidermal cell while this is called lower epidermal cell. Now inside the epidermal cell there are specific cells that are called, those cells are called as a mesophyll cell, and the combination of cells they are called mesophyll tissues. These are the green tissues. Okay, these are present here. Okay, and of course there are also some transporter of food and water, and this transporter are called as a transporter cell. They are called, they are involved in the xylem in the phloem, which transport food and water to the whole part of the plant. And of course there is a stomata, and the stomata is covered by the guard cell. Stomata is covered by the guard cell. Is stomata which involve in the inhaling of the gas exchange. Now okay, we're only focusing on these green cells. Now where is the chloroplast is situated? Chloroplast is mainly situated inside these green cells. These are called mesophyll cells. These are called as a mesophyll cell. Mesophyll cell. Is called as a mesophyll cell. Now inside the mesophyll cell this whole chloroplast is situated, and this mesophyll cell looks greenish due to the presence of chloroplast, and mainly they are involved in the carrying of the CO2. When the plant inhale CO2, so the CO2 first they come and attaches with the surface of this mesophyll cell, and then the CO2 enter into the mesophyll cell, and then inside the mesophyll cell this whole structure of chloroplast is located, where the CO2 perform its duty of direct creation of synthesis of glucose. Now we come to the structure of the chloroplast. That what is really a chloroplast? Chloroplast is mainly covered by two membranes, just like the other organelles of the cells, just like the mitochondria, nucleus. Chloroplast also have double membrane. The outer membrane, you can see here, this outer membrane, this is smooth membrane, and this is permeable membrane for the entering of the CO2, and the inner membrane is also flexible, but it looks greenish, and the inner membrane is contain all the content of the chloroplast, and the outer membrane give protection to the inner content of the chloroplast. Now inside the main synthesizing or the anabolic process occurring, these are the main site. So what is the main site? Inner membrane is the main site for the all the anabolic activities occurring in the chloroplast. Now inside the inner membrane, you can see here these are the stacks-like structure. These stacks-like structure are called granum. You can see here this greenish color, and the granum is contained of some pile of coins. Like if we put one coil and another, and then it form a pile of coin. So the pile of coin is look like this. So actually granum is the pile of coins, or we call the pile of thylakoids. So this whole structure, this whole greenish structure, this is called granum, and this only one structure, this only one is called is a thylakoid. Now there are about 40 to 60 granum present in each chloroplast, and the plural of the granum is the grana. So the plural of this is the grana. Okay, when a lot of granum combine together in a chloroplast, that is called grana. And of course you can see here these branches-like structure, these red, these are called as a lamellae, and also called as a microgranum, because it connect one granum to another, so therefore it is called as a microgranum, it's called as a lamellae. And of course these are not greenish, and therefore I have shown with different color, red color. So these are not greenish, and they don't perform any other function. They only connect one granum with another in order to stand erect. Okay, now we'll come to structure of one thylakoid. The really granum is the pile of thylakoid combined together in a stack-like structure. Now really what is inside present in a thylakoid? So I have zoomed in here one thylakoid. You can see here this is one thylakoid. Now inside one thylakoid there are some small granules like structure, and these all granules like structure, these are called as a quantosome. And inside one quantosome there are chlorophyll. You can see here these greenish color are called chlorophyll. And of course we say that the leaf look greenish, and the leaf look greenish due to the presence of chlorophyll. Now you imagine that how much chlorophyll is very small, and it give color to a very large structure. So it is the duty of chlorophyll that it gives greenish color to the whole plant or whole chloroplast and whole leaf. And the second duty of chlorophyll is that it involved in the light direction. Now we will come back to the thylakoid. That in the thylakoid there are three types of cell present. One type is the chlorophyll, and the second one is the electron acceptor. The third one is the electron carrier. Now what's mean by this? It means that during the light direction, mainly these cells are involved during the light direction, while the direct creation of photosynthesis occur in the stroma, the cytoplasmic organelles of the chloroplast. Now mainly when light ray, because we say light ray directly fall on the thylakoid. Okay, so light ray comes there from the sunlight ray fall here. Now what occur? That these thylakoid contain H2, so the light ray hits the surface of thylakoid and it excites the electron of the thylakoid, which contain H2. It split. We will talk about the light direction in next lecture, but now we will be talking about the idea that the H2 is split into two structure. One is the H, second is the OH, and of course there are two electrons also released. So what occur? That the electron of the chlorophyll are excited, and electron jumps to its higher position, meaning that electron before the electron did not have the energy. Now electron gain energy, and now they reached from lower level to higher level of energy. Now what occur? That these electrons are called as a excited electron, and the chlorophyll is the site of exciting of these electrons. Now what occur? That these electron will comes again, and there are another types of cells. So I will zoom in here. That this is a cell which is called electron acceptor, and this electron will again come there, and these two electrons will be accepted by this cell. And then there are another type of cell which are called electron carrier, and so okay, this will give this electron to this, and it will carry to another chlorophyll in order to synthesis ATP and ADP each. And then it will comes out to the stroma, and they will with the help of CO2 it will undergoes the process of direct creation, in which the glucose will be formed. Okay, so mainly thylakoid contain three types of cell. One is the chlorophyll electron exciter, and the second one is the electron acceptor, and third one is the electron carrier. Okay, now the idea is cleared about the thylakoid structure. And the chlorophyll are mainly found in what? In the quantosome. So mainly we will call thylakoid as the bag of chlorophyll. Thylakoid is the bag of chlorophyll. So the function of chlorophyll are two types. One is the occurring in the light direction, exciting of the electron. The second one is the giving greenish color to the whole chloroplast in the whole leaf. Okay. Now inside one quantosome, it is very surprising talk that inside one quantosome there are about 230 chlorophyll present. It is very surprising that we comes very deep from the leaf till very deep, and that also contain about 2 to 30 chlorophyll. Now we studied about the structure of the grana. Now we come again to the structure of the chloroplast. Now this you can see here that these small granules like structure, these are called as a starch granules. They are called as a starch granules. Why they are called starch granules? Because these are the small granules which store the food synthesis in the process of direct reaction. Now what occurs that energy is prepared by the light reaction in the thylakoid, in the chlorophyll. Then this energy is released into the direct reaction. In the direct reaction, glucose are prepared. Now these glucose are not in the form of glucose. These glucose are in the form of triglyceride, and these glucose should have to store inside a chloroplast. So these glucose which are part material, these will migrate here. Okay, these are the glucose or not, these are the polysaccharide form of the glucose. Now why they are called starch granules? Because when a lot of glucose combine mixed together, so they form polysaccharide, not disaccharide, they form polysaccharide, and polysaccharide is the form of glucose which are not soluble in water, and these are called as starch. So starch is polysaccharide of glucose, and it is not soluble in water, and it is stored in the starch granules of the chloroplast, and that is why we say that animals store food in the form of glycogen in the liver, and the plants store the food in the form of starch. So where they store? And the starch granules inside the chloroplast when the food are prepared, and when the food is needed by outer cell of the plant, these granules are released outside of the chloroplast and then carried by the phloem cell. Okay. Now these you can see here, this structure, this is called the DNA of the chloroplast. Now you will surprise that chloroplast is not a cell. So how it contains DNA? It contains DNA because it is very important that inside a cell, a plant cell, I am saying about plant cell, that inside the plant cell there are two organelles which have their own DNA, meaning they have their own genetic codes. But these genetic codes are not used for genetic purpose. These are only DNA, and the one is the mitochondria, the second one is the chloroplast. They have their own DNA, but these DNAs are not for the genetic purpose, meaning these are not like the cell which have genetic code DNA inside the nucleus in the form of uncoiled structure which will be present on the surface of chromosome, and that will transfer all your character or your picture to your next generation. Okay, but these DNAs are not for the genetic purpose. These are only for what? Protein synthesis. These DNA will send messenger RNA, and then will order this ribosome. This is the ribosome. Okay, ribosome to what? Synthesis the protein. Okay, but point between the mitochondria and this is a little different. That mitochondria use its DNA for what? For ATP synthesis. For what? Meaning for catabolic activities. Mitochondria use its DNA for respiration. When the cellular respiration is going on, meaning when the aerobic respiration is going on, that time mitochondria use its DNA to synthesis what to gain ATP from breakdowning of glucose synthesis by the chloroplast, and that is for the catabolic activities. Meaning catabolic is a process in which the large and complex food molecules are break down into smaller and simple foods. Okay, but the DNA of the chloroplast is used for what? Anabolic, meaning for synthesizing, for combining the smaller and inorganic molecules and forming a huge amount of glucose into organic. Okay, now you know about the difference between the DNA of the mitochondria and this in the chloroplast. Now you can see here that this whole surface, this hole is called stroma. The structure present in the inside the chloroplast, that is jelly like fluid, fatty fluid, that is called stroma, and the stroma is the main site for direct reaction when the ATP is synthesized by the thylakoid, and now energy is prepared. Now this chloroplast is going to synthesize glucose. Now what will occur? That cell will absorb CO2 from our atmosphere, and the energy will comes out of thylakoid, and then when the direct reaction will occur, and the result of the direct reaction, glucose will be prepared, and that whole process of direct reaction occur in the stroma. Okay, now this is called the ribosome, this structure. So okay, and so we studied about the plastid firstly, and the plastids are composed of three plastids. So mean that there are three types of plastid: the lecoplast, the chromoplast, and the chloroplast. And the we studied about the chloroplast. The chloroplast is the green pigment present in the plant cell, and that plastid structure we also studied about that in very big detail, and that the plastid, meaning the chloroplast, mainly involved in the synthesis of first the ATP inside the thylakoid, and then what? The direct reaction in which glucose are prepared in the stroma of the chloroplast. So I hope this lecture will be helpful to you, and if you have any doubt and any question in this, so you can mention in the comment, and please subscribe and share my lecture for the next upcoming lectures.